Yeah, we're gonna get started finally with this bracket. Who's hyped for some Smash? I'm hyped for some Smash.
Let's
we're gonna
go.
have SDG Tripp versus Derk. You know, I'm not actually familiar with Derk. I remember that Tripp. He was in doubles with Dart Gun.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember that. That was interesting watch.
Shout out to Dart Gun.
I'm not sure if this is hand warmers or an actual match. It looks like it might
be
the real deal. So let's get right into it. Dirk opting for Captain Falcon, and Tripp opting for Squirtle. Ninja Squirtle. I like that a lot.
I really like that.
That a lot.
That skin is awesome.
Ooh.
So Squirtle has some really cool options. He's definitely one of the more mobile characters in this game. You have a lot of really cool things that you can do with your cross B, quick for mobility, and his overall movement it's fantastic. Great aerial presence too.
Oh yeah, and Squirtle can definitely. He's so small and so slippery that it makes it so that characters like Captain Falcon, who rely so much on their combo game, can really have a tough time getting things started. As we can see, Tripp is off to an early lead. Dirk is going to try and get in somehow.
There it is, that across
but Tripp's doing such a good job with that forward B, just kind of just basically boxing him out. Making it so that his approaches are consistently getting stuffed.
Yeah. So the cool thing with Squirtle that I like personally is you have a lot of interesting ways that you can edge guard. You can charge up your B, and it's your water gun, and you as they're coming up, it's similar to like Mario's hose in Brawl. Yeah, and you can just use that and push them back and just kind of keep them in place. He also has like Bowser has armor on some of his moves. Whenever you see him kind of glow that blue, that's when he has some armor on him.
And it's definitely, you know, right now we're seeing how like Tripp is just definitely dominating this match, which is tough. It's like as a Falcon player, I feel like you need to be dictating the match hardcore, else you will lose, because Falcon is one of those characters that I feel is just incredibly momentum-based. If you can't get something started, it's just so difficult.
Yeah.
But the upside is once you actually have that momentum and once you can actually get into a flow, into an operating rhythm, then you're just golden. You're just coasting.
For all you guys, for all you
folks out there
that are familiar from Street Fighter, he's the Captain Falcon's the equivalent of like Bison or Dudley. They're very, very oriented on pushing very hard and pushing your opponent's buttons, and you play your game, not necessarily the opponent's.
Definitely. Right now,
I really like what I'm seeing from Tripp.
Without a doubt, he's doing such a good job of really crossing up, I guess, some of his approaches, and then making sure that he can take one hit and make it as much as he can. It's never just you, except for in front of these high percentages, it's never just one hit. He always consistently seems to be converting it for so much more.
Also, mobility.
Definitely, like his movement right now is so on point. He's successfully navigating in and out of some of the attacks that are being thrown, and he's counterpunching very well. And again, like Squirtle's small size definitely comes into play here. Oh, good use of using that stomp.
Oh, he wanted that knee.
I think that stomp was like a really good move because Squirtle is so small, it might be harder to hit him with some of the other attacks, such as the neutral, one of the more standard approaches. And with the stomp, though, because it covers like that low area, it's a lot easier.
Water gun, using it. Yeah!
Wow, just like
excellent stuff. I like what I'm seeing.
Just like that, Tripp is able to. Oh god, I was about to say like Tripp is able to trip up Dirk, and I was like, that's horrible. That's horrible. That's horrible. We're not gonna get on that level.
Yo, Tripp, I like it, man.
I like it so far. It was solid. It was
solid play the entire time.
Definitely. But we need to talk about Dirk. You know, right now it just seems like he's a little bit shaken. He's having a hard time, I guess, really capitalizing or finding any opportunities to capitalize on, for that matter. Maybe one of the things is he needs to work on his movement a little bit, right? Learn how to maneuver the stage even though Squirtle's exerting that much pressure. And maybe with his better movement, he can maybe bait Tripp into doing some more predictable approaches, and with that, he can maybe capitalize perhaps with some stomps leading into a series of up airs, Bs, or grabs. You know, Falcon has so many combo starters and so many options once you get that hit in, but above all else, he just needs to get this hit in.
He needs to establish his tempo.
Opting for Final Destination, this is traditionally a pretty good Falcon stage just because there isn't really anything in the way of limiting some of your combos. And so that might make it a little bit easier for for Derk to get in. At the same time, it's going to make it maybe a little bit more difficult to avoid some of Tripp's approaches. As we're seeing here, he's just kind of being carried around the stage right now.
Yeah, it seems like Tripp is doing a great job of, playing some hit-and-run tactics. But what Derk really needs to do is just find that opening and don't let it go. You have so many, if you don't even have that many opportunities, that's okay. Make the most out of the ones that you currently have. You cannot let something go
getting back
away.
on stage. Oh, I didn't agree with that Falcon punch from that Falcon kick. I feel that
was unnecessary.
Yeah, there's only certain instances where you should really use that.
It's when you're very high up on the stage. Yeah,
definitely. But I think that maybe in his mind he thought that he would be coming to the stage. That's probably why he used it.
Yeah,
that would make a lot more sense.
If he was a bit higher up and he could also use the up B to also get that height that he might have needed.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, let's see if Derk can actually get something going there. He's been able to land a couple of hits. Unfortunately, he's not really chaining together his attacks as well as Tripp is. You can see that Tripp doesn't really get straight hits like right there. He does the side B into a forward aerial and racks up some decent damage, and then he just backs away. He backs away and finds another opening.
Yeah, Tripp's doing a great hit-and-run kind of approach.
Definitely. Derk, on the other hand, he seems to be suffering. He'll get like a hit or two in there, but he's not really able to make the most of it. And with a character like Captain Falcon, it's necessary. Oh, wow, if that elbow hit,
that would have been pretty solid.
That would have been pretty high, but that was really good use of the forward B to push himself just over it. And here's another case where Squirtle's small size and maneuverability is definitely taking a toll on the opponent, which revolves so much on combos.
Oh, great approach. Unfortunately, getting punished. If he had spaced that out a little bit better, there was probably a better chance for him.
Definitely.
So at this point, ooh, using the water gun. Great use of that and trying to just stop the approach. And you guys are noticing, for all you folks at home, just notice here that there's a lot of great spacing going on from Tripp. He's not, whenever he's approaching, he tries to at least fake once or twice before he actually goes in.
Yeah, and that's definitely good because it makes it so that Derk preemptively throws out some moves.
Yeah.
And with that, Tripp is able to just weave back in and get the punish.
Yeah.
Solid grab. Let's see if he can convert. Unfortunately, ends up making a technical error, and he pays for that.
So there's another cool thing that I noticed you can do with Squirtle is that on knockdown, when they're tech rolling, if you can guess which way they're going, you can cross B, and on the first passive frame, you can hit them, and then possibly, even if they block it, you still will show up on the other side of them, so it's kind of like one of those 50-50 things of whether or not you'll press the button.
That side B definitely has a lot of mobility. Wow! He went all in for that. Manages to knock him off stage, but Tripp's able to recover relatively easily.
Just the tip. Just barely. Just hit him right with the tip. Thankfully, the shield was up for Tripp.
Oh, in a tricky position, isn't able to capitalize.
I don't agree with. I wouldn't want to take any risks at this point. I would want to consistently try to finish off my stocks as easily as possible. Build up the damage like you've been doing so far.
I'm not sure if that was a technical error or not with that short hop into a forward B. Simply because I'm not really aware of how many combo setups that forward B has when it's in the air.
Yeah.
Well, let's get back into it. Derk, things are looking a little grim for Derk. He seems like he might actually be on his last life of this winner's bracket. Tripp right now, all he needs to do is just basically keep doing what he's doing. Keep baiting out attacks there. He baited out the Falcon kick.
Great.
Oh, solid use of the grab.
He tries to follow up. No.
And I feel like in 64 that up B is so powerful, but it's definitely gotten weaker with the melee project iterations.
Yeah.
Maybe a better if you're gonna watch this again, maybe a better option there would be an up air.
Yep.
Stringed into another up air, or perhaps a knee. Oh, solid knee there. That even took me off guard.
Oh, coming back up.
Tricky position. Let's see if he can capitalize.
I want to see a knockdown another forward B. See, even then it's tricky because it seems like his hurt box is lowered so much. It's hard to get that stomp off.
Oh, definitely. I feel like maybe a short hop would be the best option. Oh, he's really going all in with some of these moves.
Great chase.
Oh, gets him with a surprise knee. Good stuff.
I like that.
Is this the beginning of a comeback?
We can't curse him.
We can't curse them. Anytime we start complimenting anyone, they seem to do horrendously. Oh! Wow. He's going all in with those. And just like that, Tripp's able to close it out. 2-0 in his favor. Solid stuff from Derk, though. I don't think I've seen him around before, You know, I think
Derk
that
played solid for his first time.
Yeah, definitely. You know, and I think that maybe with a little bit more exploration, a little bit more of the lab, and a little bit more, I guess, fighting against some of these people who are here.
Yeah.
He can definitely improve his
Level
combo
up.
game, and the next time these two face off, it'll be a completely different match.
I think there's going to be. I think that was also. It seems like it was the first time around. Possibly, maybe it was a lack of matchup knowledge there. I know the first time that I played Tripp, there was a little bit. There was a real big disconnect for me.
Definitely a disconnect.
To the point where I was like, okay, stop, explain what you're doing, and I'm going to go home and I'm going to go to training mode